Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the most powerful and enduring stories ever told. Today, we're diving into a tale of desperate courage, impossible odds, and divine providence that begins on the banks of the mighty Nile River. Imagine the atmosphere in ancient Egypt. The Hebrew people, enslaved and numerous, have become a source of fear for the pharaoh. His paranoia culminates in a decree of unimaginable cruelty. Every newborn Hebrew son is to be cast into the Nile, a sentence of certain death. Can you feel the terror that gripped the heart of every Hebrew family? The air thick with sorrow, as soldiers enforced this brutal law. But in the midst of this darkness, one mother's love burned brighter than Pharaoh's hate. Her name was Jochebed. For 3 months, she hid her beautiful baby boy, every coup a risk, every cry a potential death sentence. Her home, which should have been a place of joy, became a fortress of silence and secrecy. But babies grow, and their cries cannot be muffled forever. Jochebed knew her time was running out. Faced with an impossible choice, she didn't surrender to despair. Instead, she put her faith into action. She gathered bulrushes from the riverbank and wove them into a small basket, a tiny ark. Meticulously, she sealed it with pitch and tar, making it watertight, a vessel of hope against a river of death. With a final kiss, a prayer whispered on her breath, she placed her precious son inside and set the basket among the reeds of the Nile. It was an act of profound faith and heart-wrenching surrender. She entrusted her son not just to the currents of the river, but to the hands of God. And she wasn't alone. Watching from a distance, hidden but vigilant, was the baby's older sister, Miriam. Her young eyes were fixed on that floating basket, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and responsibility. The fate of her brother, and perhaps the future of her people, drifted gently among the reeds. Downstream, a scene of royal leisure was unfolding. Pharaoh's own daughter came to the river to bathe with her attendants. It was then that she noticed something unusual among the reeds, a small, woven basket. Curiosity piqued, she sent one of her maids to retrieve it. As she lifted the lid, the sound of a baby's cry filled the air. Her heart melted. She looked at the infant and knew immediately. This is one of the Hebrew children. In that moment, compassion triumphed over cruelty. Instead of enforcing her father's law, she chose to save this child. She decided to adopt him as her own, giving him a name that would forever tell the story of his rescue. Moses, which means drawn out of the water. Just then, demonstrating incredible bravery and quick thinking, young Miriam stepped out from her hiding place. "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" she asked the princess. It was a brilliant, audacious move. The princess agreed. And who did Miriam bring back? Her own mother, Jochebed. Think about the beautiful irony of this moment. Jochebed was not only reunited with her son, but was now being paid by the princess to do what her heart longed for most, to nurse and care for her own child. God had turned a mother's deepest grief into a miraculous provision. She could now raise her son in his earliest years, pouring her love, her faith, and the stories of their people into his heart, all under the protection of the very palace that had ordered his death. So Moses, the boy saved from the river, grew up in the splendor of the Egyptian court. He was raised as a prince, educated in the wisdom of the Egyptians, living a life of privilege. He was a Hebrew by birth, an Egyptian by upbringing, a man caught between two worlds. He was completely unaware of the monumental destiny that God was weaving for him, a destiny that would lead him from a palace prince to the liberator of his people. This incredible story of Moses' birth isn't just a dramatic tale from the past. It's a powerful reminder that even in our darkest moments, when we feel adrift and surrounded by threats, God is at work. He can use the most unlikely people and circumstances to enact His plan of rescue. Jochebed's basket of hope, floating on a river of despair, shows us that faith, courage, and love can defy the greatest powers on earth. What do you think is the most powerful part of this story? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this story as inspiring as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the stories that have shaped our world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.